All right, we can't blame the man for knowing what he wants. Money. Well, after tying the knot with your spouse, many couples focus on the fun versus the finances, but tackling merging accounts is important for many reasons. Joining us now to explain is wealth management advisor Emmett Dupas with Northwestern Mutual. Welcome back to Great Day.
Thank you very much. Great to be back.
Great to have you back. So today we're talking about finances with a partner, with a spouse. Why is it so important to chat about this with your significant other?
I think it's very important from the standpoint of now you were independent before, now all of a sudden you've merged into one unit. And so it's very important to understand where is the money going to go going forward, and that you've got two parties who are accustomed to spending their own money their own ways, and now you're kind of uniting. And finances are one of the things that do cause problems in marriages down the line, that both parties aren't on the same page. And so it's very important to kind of start off from a budget standpoint of what are we accustomed to spending our money, rent, mortgage, etc. Each party has their own spending habits. We talked last time, maybe an episode or two, about the spending of shoes and other things that are priorities for people. And so for each of us, we have a different idea in regards to budget. So coming together, really kind of uniting where are our finances going to go going forward, and what's important to us collectively as a group is really important. One of the things that I think is also important that most people don't think about is now you're merging your balance sheets. And so you may have a spouse who has a lot of college debt, student loans, or previous debt, credit cards, and now you're responsible for those now as part of your marriage. And so kind of coming together and creating a budget is very, very important.
Sure, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like it's not a bad idea to start your own budget as a single person and kind of figure out, how much do I spend on groceries, how much do I spend on clothing, and then, how much miscellaneous and fun stuff, how much cash do I have left over for that kind of thing.
Yeah, always the fun stuff is what we mostly think of is, do I have enough money for fun stuff, right? We just all got through Mardi Gras. Do I have enough? How much did I spend on my beads, right? And so one of the things that I think a lot of people don't really think about is in regards to their balances and their budgets is the debt component of it.
Sure. And
you've got your balances, you've got your savings accounts. How do you merge those? How important is it to have one front, or do we have separate accounts? And how do we, our banking is different than it used to be with our parents. And we're trained early on is you started your savings account or your investment account. Well, now the average man is 29 and change before they get married. Females 27 and change before they get married. And so what has happened is they've started their career early on, and now they're already into their career. It's not like it was 20, 30 years ago where people got married right out of college. Now they've started their career and they've started their own finances. And so now you've got to look at, okay, well, I really like my bank. Oh, I really like my bank. Oh, I really like my investment person. I really like my investment person. And how do you kind of merge those together so you're both on the same page going forward?
Right. Could you create an added account?
You could,
with with the both of you, and kind of decide how you want to do that.
You could start a joint account and kind of go from there. We have clients, and we see younger individuals who will still have their separate, and the mortgage is $2,000 a month, and they each write a check for $1,000 a piece, or the water bill is $100 a month, and they each write a check for $50. And there is that, and that happens today. I think we're in a different world today than things used to be, where everything was merged.
Right.
And so your balances are important to kind of look at so you're all on the same page.
Right.
Again, finances are one of the biggest things that cause problems in the marriage. And so making sure I think it's the second leading cause of issues with marriages. So.
Oh no, but in your experience, do people talk about finances before they tie the knot, or do they come in just kind of blind and ask you, help me, what do we do?
They really should. A lot of times we listen to our parents, we listen to our grandparents, and it's very important for those listeners who are watching this right now to make sure that your daughter or your son or your granddaughter, your grandson has had this discussion, because a lot of times, we talk about budgeting, we're thinking about how much are we spending on the wedding and how much do we have to, how much is the cake and how much is the after party, right? So it's important to have those discussions with your grandchildren and or your children so they have a better understanding, so they can start this marriage off in the right spot. Right,
and be aware of those debts, like you said.
Correct.
Right.
Beneficiaries are the next thing that I think we need to talk about too, is that now you are, with your retirement accounts as well as life insurance through work, you want to make sure that you've updated your beneficiaries in regards to all of those accounts. So your IRAs, your 401ks, how do I change that to my spouse now?
And that's a good point, because that might be something that's often overlooked.
Very much overlooked.
Okay.
So adding your spouse is very important. So you go to your HR manager or you talk to your investment advisor in regards to the IRAs itself, and how do we change this so that not only am I the beneficiary on my spouse, but they're the beneficiary on both of us are beneficiaries on the appropriate accounts. And then the other part too is life insurance through work or life insurance on a personal level. How do you go through and you change those? And so it's really kind of a meeting of the minds and kind of putting this all together. So again, that you start off really on the right step going forward.
Wonderful. All right, thank you, Emmett. Well, to learn more about finances and how Emmett can help you, you can head to the website on your screen or visit his office on Veterans Boulevard, or even give him a call, 504-620-4801.